goal-scoring record. That is, it's a remarkable record for a player of his stature.
For Real Oviedo, there have been two changes made to the side by Guillermo Armada that fell to that
3-2 agonising defeat away at Osasuna last weekend. The two players by the name of Lopez and Carmo make their way into the left-back and central-back positions, with Alassane missing through injury. Featured more than any outfield player for Real Oviedo. He will be out and currently being assessed, with Luengo dropped from the team entirely, not even making the bench. Escandel is in between the sticks for Oviedo, with the captain Koskas and Ahiado. In right back, with Colombato and Sibo in the centre of the park. Shea and Hassan either side of Reina, with the hot-headed Uruguayan Federico Viñas sitting up top. On the benches as well, there's a Wojciech Szczesny, but also the young lad Kochan, a young American, 18 years old, from the Barcelona academy. He makes his way back onto the bench. Arroyo, a player who that many feel is starting to get far more game time now under Hansi Flick. He is on the bench. Balde and Bargi dropped to the bench, as was Kude and Fermin from that game 4-2 in Prague. And then Bernal Fernandez, Hernandez Marquez and Marcus Rashford also feature off the bench. For Real Oviedo, Moldovan, Aguden Borbas, Brecalo, Calvo, Cazorla, Dendoncker, the former Belgian midfielder, on the bench, with Fonseca, Forres, Illich and Vidal. And the referee for the game this afternoon is Juan Martinez Munera. The VAR is Mario Melero. If so need to be, VAR will make its appearance. Not too controversially, we can only hope anyway. There was another game that kicked off in La Liga earlier on. Atletico Madrid 3-0 winners at home against Mallorca, so putting the chase on the top two of Real Madrid and Barcelona. Now just sitting 5 points behind Barcelona, so aiming to put some more pressure on them if they fail to pick up what they should expect to be a relatively straightforward result for themselves this afternoon. Real Oviedo back playing at the Camp Nou for the first time since 2001. And the last time they played here, Jami Deores scored the winning goal that game, and then a week or so later they were relegated from La Liga, and it has taken them this long to get themselves back into the Spanish top flight. But so far, the way things are looking for the Oviedistas, it is looking somewhat bleak in their pursuit of staying in La Liga. Though with Guillermo Armada stepping in, he's yet to win in his 4 games as the manager, but he's got 3 draws from that. His first game, that Celta Vigo 0-0 draw, as well as Alaves 1-1 and Betis 1-1. But then the Osasuna was the first taste of defeat under his tenure, the 3rd manager for Real Oviedo this season. With Veljko Paunovic now at Serbia and taken over most recently from Luis Carrion. As Lamine Yamal is receiving his award for the La Liga Player of the Month, receiving his little trophy. It almost looks like a cup of some form. So the sun is setting just a little gently over the hills behind the left-hand stand from where we are here, with that TV tower sitting on the top. And directly ahead, the large cranes that have been put on hold for today. They will resume their duty after this game, and then continuing on, but not for too much longer, as Barcelona will be welcoming FC Copenhagen for that last game in the Champions League. The final set of fixtures. Barcelona currently sitting in 9th place, so 1 outside of that top 8, but level on points with Chelsea, however 1 goal behind in goal difference. They are guaranteed at least the knockout round for the Champions League as well, Barcelona. That is something that will be coming their way. But they would much rather do it with a bit of ease, with straight access to the round of 16 proper, instead of flirting with the threat of potentially going out in that knockout round that follows after this. So Barcelona, they will be playing in their all traditional red and blue striped shirt, with blue shorts and blue socks. Real Oviedo will be playing in their changed, mostly white strip with light blue stripes across the front. So a chance now for the players to further show strong intent of making this place a fortress, which they have done this season. Barcelona, they've won all 9 of their home games here so far this year. By here I do mean a couple of the games that were played earlier on at the old Olympic Stadium, where the Olympics in '92 were held. But now they're back in the Camp Nou, or Nou Camp, and they are looking like they've never left that form, that dangerous strength of Barcelona when wearing the red and blue stripes. And they will look to put to the sword Real Oviedo, as it is Real Oviedo who do get us underway. They will be kicking from right to left towards the large stand that is currently not occupied by any fans at the moment. The stand not quite cleared yet by the security personnel and the building team to allow fans to sit in that section here at what is the Spotify Camp Nou. Barcelona, where they will be kicking from left to right. As Juan Garcia, signed from Espanyol, the bitter rivals in the summer, just takes the ball back now. Barcelona keeping it amongst themselves at the back, playing out as they like to do, with intent as Olmo tries to get there first, but Oviedo driving and cutting away. But the referee spotting a foul there, and it is going to be a free kick for Barcelona. 5 yards from the centre circle inside of their own half. So this is the 21st game in the La Liga season for these sides. Barcelona were third this time last year, on 10 points less than what they're currently on. Well, this time last year, Real Oviedo were also third. They were third in La Liga 2. A very different season for them this year as Lamine Yamal starts to impress early on. Fancy couple of step-overs 5 yards inside of his own half. Just teasing and toying with Shea. Real Oviedo, the last time they played here, it was that 1-0 win. So there is almost an end. Yes, it has been 25 years almost since they last played here. But they haven't lost here in that long either, so they're going to try and hold on to that potentially. But they do come now with Shea, ball into the penalty area, and is this a chance to take the lead? Oh, and it's a good tackle away, and up goes the assistant's flag on Viñas, who was in the penalty area looking to take an early advantage. And yeah, very much offside. Sibo just playing that through ball towards Shea out wide to the left-hand side of the penalty area. And the ball into the box. Viñas just in a position, not able to touch into the ball. Dani Olmo has to put his shoe back on. He picked up a injury in the week, Dani Olmo, so he replaced Pedri in the week for that injury as well. So they do have to assess Pedri further, do FC Barcelona. A vital player for them as well. He has been this season, so he will surely be missed. As is Ferran Torres, not able to make the bench with an injury. Barcelona's top scorer with 11 goals this season. Player who has scored as many goals as Oviedo has in their entirety. They have the fewest number of goals, and just 7 different goal scorers as well at that. It's a remarkable record, really, when you think of it. And then if you look at Kylian Mbappe, as Juan Garcia is just fouled inside of his own penalty area by Viñas. And it's going to be a free kick for Barcelona inside of their own 6-yard area. Viñas, he is not shy of entering the referee's book for the card that you do not want to receive. 3 red cards he's received this season, the most in La Liga so far. It's really quite a remarkable statistic, bearing in mind that he's only played 16 games, and yet he's picked up 3 red cards in those 16 games. The tenacious Uruguayan international is on a 2-year loan from Leon in Mexico. A number of players actually on loan from Leon in this Real Oviedo team. Santiago Colombato, the Argentinian, as well as on the bench Nicolas Fonseca. The Argentinian connection deeply rooted here at Real Oviedo. Very similar Argentinian coloured kit actually, with that light blue and white striped shirt, with white shorts and white socks, as Lamine Yamal is pulled on the halfway line, right on this near side touchline in front of the 4th official. It's going to be a free kick for Barcelona. So the game earlier on this season finished 3-1 to Barcelona. Oviedo took the lead earlier on through Reina. Garcia pulled Barcelona level, and then from there the game went how it should have done. A dominant display for Barcelona at Oviedo at the Estadio Carlos Tartiere. 80% possession they had in that game. But so far Oviedo have started strongly here in Barcelona, playing some tidy football at the moment, especially up this left-hand channel that they're operating now. But wonderfully across by Garcia, getting ahead of Shea, the Moroccan. Long ball played up though inside Colombato, threaded ball through towards Viñas, allowed it to run. Viñas running onto the ball, but easily picked up by Jean Garcia inside of his own penalty area. Many people feel that he has the potential to be the future Spanish #1. Joan Garcia signed for £22.5 million from Espanyol. Excellent season, 7 clean sheets, second most. Just a few behind Courtois for Real Madrid. So far, Madrid leading in the clean sheets, leading in the league, and also leading with the top scorers as well. It's impressive so far for Kylian Mbappe, sitting on 21 goals in the competition. It's remarkable. 21 goals he has scored this year so far. The talented Frenchman continuing in fine form as he looks to try and get Real Madrid back onto the summit. 5 minutes gone here at the Spotify Camp Nou. Barcelona 0, Real Oviedo 0. Long ball though played through for Rafinha to chase towards the left-hand byline. First time ball into the box, headed away by the captain Costas. That one's going to roll out, still kept in play, kept alive. As Casado just plays a short ball back into the centre. Casado once again on the ball, halfway into the Oviedo half, turning away from the oncoming press. Captain De Jong now driving himself, turning away from Reina and Colombato and Sibo. Rafinha threading the ball, trying to anyway, but a good interception in the middle for Oviedo is that it's clear their lines and boot the ball away from such a dangerous position that Barcelona are an ever constant threat in that final third of the field. Well, in fact, the manager Guillermo Almada said before the game that if we commit the same mistakes that we did against Osasuna, we will pay dearly. So he's very much aware of the threats as a long ball played out to this near touchline. Lamine Yamal trying the ambitious, audacious connection to keep the ball alive, but going right behind the talented young Spaniard. He goes out for a throw-in for Oviedo, halfway inside their own half up this near side touchline. He even said he's an optimist by nature, Guillermo Almada. They're going to need plenty of that if they're going to have any form of hope of surviving. The last 11 teams to be on 13 points or fewer by this stage have all gotten relegated from La Liga. So for the side that have made a long-awaited appearance back into the Spanish top flight, the omens aren't looking all that good. They do have a game coming up against Girona after this. The other team from Barcelona, but Oviedo towards the edge of the area, but a poor pass by Sibo, easily read out there by Dani Olmo. And now Jean Cancelo has a chance to burst up this left-hand touchline. Short pass inside towards Olmo. Olmo switching, long ball towards Yamal. 10 yards from the right edge of the penalty area, cutting in, loot ball in towards the far post. But Lewandowski couldn't quite read that ball in and connect onto the ball played into the penalty area. So Lamine Yamal, he's got the most assists for Barcelona, 9 assists in total as well, with 7 goals scored himself. Recently made his 140th appearance for Barcelona. That's across senior and youth team levels as well. So the Messi 2.0 regen of Yamal and that number 10 shirt, it's so coveted. And that's a ball played through there for Shea, but he might have been offside, and yeah, the assistance flag does go up there. Viñas just playing the ball through to Shea a couple of seconds too late. The Moroccan far too eager to run onto that, and Barcelona too eager to play that free kick in the eyes of the referee Juan Martinez Munera. Just made to go and play it back to themselves. Kabasi and Garcia, as well as Martin, just keeping the ball amongst themselves at the back. Little show so far from Barcelona in the opening 10 or so minutes of this game. As Barcelona look to build up that left-hand channel from Cancelo, but easily removed from the ball there. Played out wide now here to Jermaine Hassan. Hassan with a good touch to get away, and that is going to be a free kick. Knocking a good ball beyond Martin. And a yellow card as well, so the first card of the afternoon has gone by the way of Barcelona. and Martin. So Martin has found himself, Gerard Martin, into the referee's book within the first 10 minutes of the game. For Real Oviedo fans in particular, they might be listening, red cards are not an uncertainty in games that they are contested in. There have been 8 red cards shown across the last 8 games to either Oviedo or the side that they have been facing. Osasuna had a player sent off actually in their 3-2 loss. So they are not shy of red cards when Oviedo are on the field. But this is going to be a free kick 10 yards into the Barcelona half, just off the right-hand touchline. Long ball into the penalty area, headed away by Kabassi, but not convincingly at all. But the assistant's flag goes up on the far side as Costas deemed to be in an offside position. As Eric Garcia with the almost Batman-like face mask on, protecting his cheekbones. He's a bit displeased at the fact that Costas in the central third, switching out to the left-hand side of the field. Martin now off the centre circle, short pass in the middle to Casado. Casado, slow build-up. Barcelona patient as they like to be. Garcia Yamal playing 1-2 with each other as Garcia switches a long ball along the surface out towards Cancelo. Inside towards the captain, De Jong off the centre circle, halfway into the Oviedo half. Rafinha picking up on that pass. Sibo shadowing, forcing a pass further back. They are seemingly frustrated at the moment, Barcelona, in this first half. Oviedo seem the biggest threat, and that's a tackle down by Casado, and that is going to be yet another free kick. Casado himself there, well, he slid in a little bit dangerously too. He was never going to get near that ball. Right on Evi Lopez. Quite amazing, really. Maybe the referee didn't have a word with him. He slid in almost hopelessly to try and win that ball back. But as said, so far, I think that little pocket of around 500 or so Oviedo fans are going to be very pleased with what they've seen so far from their team. A side who hasn't picked up a victory in 13 games since they beat Valencia on the 30th of September. As Hassan looked to drive up the right-hand touchline, but the referee calling play back for an infringement. And actually a foul for Oviedo with a drop ball and actually connecting with the referee. It touched the left-hand foot. It was a wonderful ball played through from the referee, in fairness. But the referee rightfully calling play back. Hassan, arms out wide, wondering why he wasn't allowed to have a 12th man on the field. Even when you are playing Barcelona, you still have to play fair. Barca now coming, heavy touch back in towards the Oviedo penalty area. The goalkeeper Escangel clears the ball away first time. Lewandowski put the pressure on well. Shea does brilliantly to build away from Dani Olmo. And again, another good chance for Oviedo to break and find Barcelona short at the back. And a lot of people were heavily critical of Barcelona, have been in their games most recently. They felt the game at Slavia Prague wasn't convincing. Going behind in that game, and also that defeat to Sociedad last weekend up in the Basque region, that 2-1 defeat. They will be glad to get themselves back into Camp Nou, as a couple of players now down on this near side of the field. With the physio team's running on, it looks like it's going to be Viñas who is currently down, as well as Casado potentially. No, it's going to be Kabassi actually rolling onto his back there now, I can see. So Kabassi and Viñas just going for the same ball, currently down, receiving a little bit of treatment. Yeah, this is the first time that they have played a game here since the 13th of December, so it's been well over a month since they last played a game, and they've got 2 back-to-back in the space of 1 week. As Kabassi is just sat up right now, looking a little bit jaded, but seemingly okay, talking with the physio team that are surrounding. So yeah, the start of the round of 21 fixtures was on Friday evening. Levante with that 3-2 win at home against Elche. Osasuna picking up a 3-1 victory yesterday against Rayo Vallecano. Valencia 3-2 win against the other team from this famous city, Espanyol. Sevilla 2-1 winners against Athletic Club. Real Madrid that 2-0 win, putting them back onto the summit away at Villarreal. And earlier on this afternoon, Atletico Madrid 3-0 winners at home against Mallorca at the Wanda Metropolitano. As Vinícius and Kabasi now made to wait on this near touchline between the two dugouts. That Hansi Flick and Guillermo Almada haven't left once. They've been hugging the very edge of the dugout the entire game. They want their presence to be known and seen far and wide. And Hansi Flick, well, coming here after that spell with Germany, a very uninspiring spell as the German national team manager, going out at the World Cup in the group stage in Qatar, but tremendously performative here with Barcelona. 68 wins in 91 matches for Hansi Flick. So ticking all the right boxes in terms of club management. And really thriving here in the very northeast of Spain. As Rafinha just gives the ball away cheaply. Hassan working well to win the ball off of the Brazilian. Hassim Hassan, his last goal was back on the 11th of January last year as well. He is a threat down that right-hand channel. He just hasn't found the back of the net, while Oviedo haven't really found the back of the net this season. And that's putting it kindly. 11 goals scored, a low number as Olmo has the ball played out towards De Jong, halfway into the Oviedo half, played up that right-hand touchline, but Lamine Yamal pulling down on the back of Carmo, and it's going to be a free kick for Oviedo deep in their own half on this near side of the field. It was actually Lopez who was pulled down there by Lamine Yamal. Not too much on it. It says he should be watching a little closer. He's got yet another player down for Oviedo. I think it might even be the captain there. We're just waiting to see now as Guillermo Almada's turning to his bench, almost telling his players to start getting warmed up. We could see an early change here. One of the players on the bench is Santi Cazorla, the 41-year-old Oviedo youth, returns to this club from the youth system, who scored in their playoff win last year. What a return it has been for Santi Cazorla. Plays for next to nothing as well in terms of wages. Wanted to come home and save his hometown team. Well, he's going to have to get the cape back on and really wear it firmly if he's going to do some sort of saving here. As Lewandowski plays a 1-2 with Rafinha. Lewandowski picking up on the ball, surrounded by Oviedo players right in this left-hand corner. Lewandowski fouled. And it is going to be a free kick, actually for an offside, I believe. João Cancelo came to offer Lewandowski a hand, but strayed into an offside position in the process, and actually it's going to be a offside even further up the field potentially here. That ball that was played through by Rafinha and to João Cancelo as well, so a number of players offside in the build-up. You have to choose which one it's going to go to though, and they went for the one that was furthest upfield as Lamine Yamal is fouled. Free kick for Barcelona right in front of Guillermo Almada in this Real Oviedo dugout on the right-hand side of the field. And that free kick taken quickly enough, with Garcia keeping the ball alive just about as well. It's been sloppy from Barcelona, not very characteristic of what we know they have in their locker, but that's a wonderful win back of the ball as Rafinha now to the left side of the penalty area, played back behind Lewandowski, but Lopez clears the ball away with Lamine Yamal lurking in the background. And Hassan coming back to do a bit of defensive duty work, pressure building from Barcelona's front three. The ball played out, scrambling the ball away Oviedo for a throw-in for Barcelona. Nearing the 20th minute of the game here at the new camp, it's Barcelona 0, Oviedo 0. Oviedo so far playing well. It's a good performance so far from the team currently sitting bottom. Regardless of the result today, the position won't change for Oviedo. For Barcelona, a win will put them back onto the summit. draw or defeat will keep them behind. But that's a ball played across in to the box from Garcia, but the goalkeeper Escandel comes claiming the ball in his lime green goalkeeping kit. Long throw up towards Viñas. Referee allowing play to continue. Good pressure from Casado now with the ball. Short pass to Olmo, halfway into the Oviedo halves. Played back to the captain De Jong. De Jong threaded ball up towards Lamine Yamal with a heavy touch, trying to break away, looking up to the ref yet again. But now there's a chance for Oviedo to break up this left side of the field. Shea turning away, good composure, breaking from Garcia. Up the left-hand side, but that one's going to be going out, deflected. There's going to be a throw-in for Oviedo, almost level with the 18-yard area on this near side. It's Colombato full of running. Came up to help there, one of the number of players on loan from Leon in Mexico. Yet to score this season as well. He got 7 goals last year in their promotion push, in this his second year loan from the team in the Mexican top flight. But it's going to be Xavi Lopez to throw this ball inside of the penalty area, headed away by De Jong. Good strength from the Dutch international player. But Oviedo picking up on the ball themselves, with the ball fizzed out by Costas, but far too heavy of a ball. And Hassan coming from an offside position anyway, allowing the play to go out with the ball, and it's going to be a throw-in for Barcelona halfway inside their own half up the far side. There's a couple of players are warming up a little bit intently for Real Oviedo. Potential change coming. Reina going down, just holding his head there a few moments ago. But Barcelona clear the ball away, ball played up into their half, pumped first time, rolling all the way back towards Escandel. And despite their league position as well, Escandel has kept more clean sheets in this season than his previous 4 La Ligue seasons combined for the various teams that he has played for. So in comparison to that, some of their performances have been worthy of better. Their draws, they sometimes feel they should have had at least 1 victory from those 3 draws before that loss to Osasuna most recently. A strong performance against Betis at home. So far yet to pick up a victory under Guillermo Almada, and yet to pick up a victory since the 30th of September. Playing against a Barcelona team who, as said at the start of this service, haven't lost a home game this season. The task is a little bit more than what they would consider an uphill one. As that throw-in is from Garcia, thrown inside towards De Jong. Barcelona forced all the way back towards the full orange-kitted Garcia. João Cancelo, back from his loan at Al Hilal. This is 2nd game since returning on loan. But a wonderful interception from Shea off the halfway line as Oviedo look to build up, back out to the Moroccan, getting there first ahead of Garcia. 5 yards from the left edge of the area, but a strong tackling from Garcia. Masked almost like Zorro. And that's going to be a throw-in for Oviedo. Just off of the level edge of the 18-yard area. Oviedo has said shooting towards that large stand behind the goal that is completely unoccupied. Yet to allow, there's full seating in there as well. It's got the large Spotify logo sitting in that middle tier. With no fans able to sit there. In fact, the Oviedo fans are sitting up in that top corner towards where their team, the Oviedistas, or even the Goths as they are known, as they will be heading towards Hassan now halfway into the Barcelona half, up the right-hand touchline, building in towards the edge of the area. Shot from range, deflected out, but scrambling across is Juan Garcia to stop the ball from going out of play for a corner. Jean Garcia took a little deflection as well from the shot from Hassan. So he had to scramble to get that ball away and stop it going out for a corner. And did well there, stretching the tall 6'4" figure of Jean Garcia. Now in the colours of Barcelona, previously in that of Espanyol. Yamal twisting and turning in those bright yellow boots, reeling a foul brought in by Colombato. Colombato helps the young Spaniard up to his feet, 18 years of age. Impressive so far at 18. Pau Kabasi is another young player who turned 19 on Thursday earlier this week. The Barcelona centre-back. As the home team come again, Yamal on the right-hand touchline, just taking it back in towards the centre circle, towards Casado. Casado switched into the centre circle to the captain, De Jong. Martin, the only player on a yellow card so far in this game, plays a short pass inside towards Kabasi. Another impressive graduate of Barca's famed academy. We've seen the likes of, most famously and notably, Lionel Messi. And now the likes of Pau Kabassi, Lamine Yamal. Marc Bernal's another player from the academy. He is on the bench. As well as Cochin, the goalkeeper. Dro Fernandez, another player on the Barcelona youth team system. Spanish under-18. There's plenty of players on the bench that they could use, as Cancelo with an excellent driving run into the half. Short pass to Rafinha, across into the box, headed away there by Lopez. Lamine Yamal looking to keep it in, but it does go out for a Barcelona throw-in around 10 yards from the corner flag on this near side. Good play from João Cancelo. Seems so confident after coming back on loan from Al Hilal as well. As the Portuguese now on the ball. Stepping over towards the left edge of the penalty area, cutting back into the box, inside to Lewandowski, but a heavy touch. Still Barcelona with the ball as Casado plays a 1-2 with Rafinha. Casado, loop ball into the penalty area. Lewandowski looks to get there, but a good header away by Carmo before the big, ever-present Pole could get there first. And it is going to go out for a corner. Well marshalled by David Carmo as well. Lewandowski was lying in wait, looking to get that big foot of his onto the ball. 9 goals this season for Robert Lewandowski, as that corner is taken quickly. Low ball into the box, flicked back, and it's going to be deflected out for yet another corner. Wonderful flick inside there from Garcia. It was a great driven low ball in from Rafinha as well, from the short corner. Taking the ball further out is Rafinha back on the ball. Lamine Yamal there for that short option yet again. And he has found the short option of Lamine Yamal, now cutting back towards the byline. Backheel flick towards Rafinha off the right side of the penalty area. Loop ball, swinging ball, but well kept in play there by Escandal, nearly catching the ball but falling out behind the byline. They're doing well to keep the ball in play. Less than 20 minutes to go of this first half here at Camp Nou. Barcelona 0, Real Oviedo 0. Oviedo playing well so far as Hassan drives up the right-hand touchline halfway into the Barcelona half, cutting to the right-hand side of the penalty area. Numbers coming up, Hassan still going, shot from Hassan but easily marshalled as Barcelona clear the ball away. It was a good run from Hassim Hassan, a player who hasn't scored in over a year now for Oviedo. And he maybe thought that could have been the chance to put that sorry drought to bed. As Oviedo do win themselves a throw-in 10 yards inside the Barcelona half in front of Hansi Flick on this near side. When this stadium is fully completed, they're expecting it to be done not in time for the new season, but maybe towards the latter stage of next season. 105,000, making it the largest football stadium in Europe. With that, one of the key venues for the Spain, Portugal and Morocco World Cup in 2030. Three-nation back-to-back World Cup after the one this summer. Uruguay are also involved in that tournament, as it is the anniversary, 100th anniversary of the World Cup in the next one, so the first few games will be played in Montevideo in Uruguay to mark that special occasion. There's a long ball played up by Escandal towards this near touchline, but Lopez cannot keep the ball in play as it goes out for a Barcelona throw-in halfway into the Oviedo half up this near side. And Escandal just trying to tell his team to remain calm, holding his hands up in apology as it's thrown up towards Lewandowski, holding the ball away. Carmo standing tallest. Lewandowski felt there was a definite foul there, slapping his hand on the surface, but play is resuming as Olmo picks up on that pass inside towards Casado. Casado now driving in, finds a short ball towards Rafinha, surrounded by players as Reina wins the ball back for Oviedo. Short towards Hassan. And Hassan now looking to drive yet again up this right-hand touchline. Wonderful from Hassan, halfway into the Barcelona half. Rafinha standing tallest, ball into the box, headed away high into the air. And that's good play from João Cancelo, just getting there first ahead of Ahiado. And Rafinha just switches to this nearer side. Poor ball though, but marshalled from Lewandowski, but a poor pass and follow from Olmo. Now, Shea, shot from range. Gorn, it's just gone a couple of yards wide of the left-hand side of Garcia's goal. A good shot from range from the Moroccan, Ilias Shera. Signed in the summer from Girona, the other team not too far from here as well, a £1 million signing. who scored his only goal this season in that 1-1 draw with Betis. Good performance there, and so far I would say a good performance from Oviedo as we're nearing the half-an-hour mark. Barcelona 0, Real Oviedo 0. Standing their ground, but a wonderful ball played up towards Omo, right side of the penalty area, ball into the box, deflected into the air by Lopez. Omo still coming, as Lopez gets a foot in first though, but played out still inside their own penalty area as Oviedo switched the ball away, up in towards the centre circle, and heavy touch from Garcia. Viñas putting the nearby pressure on. Going back towards Garcia. As Luke de Jong comes back to step in, he can fill in as a centre-back from time to time, Frankie de Jong. We're dropping in as a deep holding midfielder, which is the position he's sort of taken up in this first half. But Yamal now looking to cut in towards the right side of the box. Ball played into the area. Rafinha just a bit too high over his head, leaping up to get connection. And that one goes out for a goal kick for Real Oviedo, but Barcelona, the chances are starting to emerge a little bit more frequently. Just over the head there for Lewandowski to try and connect onto. Thumbs up in appreciation. Such a threat in the air, Lewandowski as well, 6'2". 37 years of age as well. He certainly doesn't play like it. Still plays with that youthful exuberance that we've seen throughout his entire long, illustrious career. Successes basically everywhere he has gone. He's brought those successes back towards Barcelona since arriving a few seasons ago. That's a heavy foul at the back there from João Cancelo. And so that is going to be a free kick for Oviedo, halfway inside their own half. And so far Barcelona somewhat frustrated here. They would have seen this one almost certainly as a guaranteed victory. But the way things are going at the moment, Oviedo are holding their own as another good ball is played up towards Shea into the left side of the penalty area. Low ball into the box, but a good foot in from Martin, just tapping the ball away, and up goes the assistant's flag on that far side. Shea yet again a little bit too eager to run behind the defender. So far, well, I think actually looking at the little monitor on me, I think he would have been onside if a goal had potentially come from that. But both Shea and Hassan so far look a real threat up either channel for Oviedo. Barcelona trying to figure out how to work and contend with those two. But Cancelo, good run for himself, played long ball up towards Rafinha, left side of the area, as Escandal comes down to pick up the ball right on the line of the 18-yard area. And I think the referee might have given a free kick here, and he has. So Escandal, he's come flying out of his goal to pick up on that ball before Rafinha, and the referee feels that in doing so he has handled the ball outside of the box, and Aaron Escandal is absolutely beside himself. He is convinced he kept it in play, and you know what? I absolutely understand why. He has won that. I don't even think that ball has really touched the paint. So no wonder that Aaron Escandal is feeling very hard done by there. That ball absolutely did not go out of play. And he's received a yellow card for his protest, wagging his finger at referee Juan Martinez Munera. And so this is a free kick now for Barcelona in a position of some danger. Almost half, is around 6 yards on that inside from the very corner of the left side of the penalty area. Olmo and Rafinha stood over it. Rafinha laid off towards Olmo. Low shot driven, deflected away, bouncing out from Shea, and it's going to go out for a corner. And if they had scored from that, and even then score from this, Escandal, Oviedo and Guillermo Almada are going to be beside themselves. That is the way that Barcelona would have found their first goal if it came to be in this game. But it is going to be Olmo to take a corner, far side of the field, right-footed ball, swung into the near post. Escandal rising highest, no one near the man most recently booked. And he's going to have to try and shake off the frustration that he's still physically showing, sort of still waving his arms in the air. Very hard done by, and of course there's a lot of talk at the moment with changes to the rules in the game. And one of them that they are thinking about looking at are potential calls like that for VAR, but more so from the position almost like in games like cricket or American football, where you can challenge a decision and make it go to VAR. That's one that's being rumoured to be spoken about. And for moments like that, you can understand potentially why this is a thing that could come in, effectively giving a team one call. I think it might be a game or even a half. Well, if that was the case today, Guillermo Almada would have almost certainly played that card early on. As De Jong wins a free kick halfway inside the Barcelona half up this near side of the field. Around 10 minutes to go here at Camp Nou in what has been a relatively slow-paced game between Barcelona and Oviedo, currently 0-0. Poor pass up again. Barcelona still not quite found their way out of any sort of traps. Still stuck in a bit of a funk since that 2-1 loss against Sociedad. That game, their first one back in the Liga since the little winter break in their various Copa del Rey and Supercopa successes. As Lamine Yamal now halfway into the Oviedo half, chip ball to the further side of the penalty area, headed away by Gallardo. Rafinha looks to get there first. Hassan gets there ahead. Good battle, but Rafinha does come out on top. Edge of the area, winding up the opportunity to have a shot. Short ball laid off towards Omo. Back towards the Brazilian. Threaded ball inside, but just too far behind Yamal, who holds up a hand in appreciation as Garcia keeps the ball alive from going out. Ball played back towards Kabasi into the centre circle. Martin now on the ball. Barca with very rare few chances on the goal. Oviedo holding their own at the moment as the team sitting rock bottom. If they were to find a win here, which would feel almost miraculous, they will still sit bottom, 4 points behind Levante in 19th place, 6 behind Alaves, who are sitting in 18th place. But more importantly than that, they're currently 7 points away from Getafe, who sit in 17th in that position of safety. There's the ball now in the centre of the park, foul on Casado. Barcelona win a free kick in the centre circle. So Barcelona now just still continuing to move slowly into this game. No real threat of any sort of note really for Barcelona in this first half. It's been slow going, but so far a draw is a better result for Oviedo than it is for Barcelona. But Lamine Yamal now stepping into the left side of the box, in towards Olmo. Olmo with the shot, but a good deflection away as Oviedo clear out towards Garcia, picking up on that loose ball played further back in towards De Jong now. Coming out to the left-hand side, ball out towards Rafinha, driving in towards the penalty area. Good from Cancelo as well, cutting in, but a good strong tackle from Ahiado. Finds a short pass towards Hassan, as Hassan again looks to drive in a wonderful run yet again from Hassan up the right-hand side, breaking away from De Jong, coming back, working hard to put in some defensive duty. Short pass found back inside. Colombato is in the centre of the park as a nearby option for Reina. Reina turning away, finding the ball out wide towards Hassan. Hassan cutting back, switching the ball into the box, but well read there by Garcia as Reina and Viñas were lingering, trying to put some pressure on. Rafinha with the heavy touch, looking to keep the ball alive, but an even heavier touch there. Goes out for a Barcelona throw-in that Rafinha takes quickly towards Lamine Yamal. Yamal now driving in towards the penalty area, played out across towards Olmo. Olmo outside the box, ball into the area to Lewandowski, keeping it alive, a couple of yards from the byline. Short pass back towards Dani Olmo. Olmo, ship ball to the right side of the box, but far too heavy of a ball over the head of Garcia and everyone else. And that one goes out for a goal kick for Real Oviedo. So we're nearing the 40th minute of the game. Barcelona 0, Real Oviedo 0. And they will be, well, they would be hoping that Ferran Torres would be available for this game. There's Fermin Lopez on the bench as well, who's an ever-present threat in himself. 4 goals this season, another member of that famed Barcelona academy. They might need to call upon his services as the ball is played out wide successfully again towards Shea, cutting into the penalty area, but good interception from De Jong, getting there ahead of the Moroccan. And that one rolls out for a throw-in for Oviedo, around 5 yards from the level edge of the 18-yard area. As the sun is setting a lot more now behind the hills to the left-hand side of where we are. Night drawing in a lot more as Oviedo switch a ball out towards Lopez to try and chase onto. Garcia gets there first, short pass towards Olmo, halfway inside their own half. Lamine Yamal under pressure, giving the ball away. Reina, flicked ball out wide towards Hassan, towards the right side of the penalty area. Hassan, shot from range, but a good save down from Garcia. Hassan growing more confident, as is Shea on over the other channel. And Oviedo at the moment, I would have to say, are the team that look like they are on top here at Barcelona. Not a single shot registered on target for Barcelona so far in the game. That one, the second on target for Oviedo in this first half. And Guillermo Almada will be more than pleased. Rude the wasteful nature of that game, that defeat at Osasuna. That 3-2 victory, really a sting in the side. And he publicly came out and spoke about his displeasure at how that game was played by his team. But this has been a complete night and day performance in comparison to that one. Impressive so far from the team at the bottom, but Lewandowski plays a ball out wide towards Lamine Yamal, cutting in towards the penalty area on this near right-hand side, jinking away, still with the ball at his feet, but slipping underfoot. But Lamine Yamal still with the ball, easily nudged off. Lamine Yamal going down far too easily, with Lopez telling the young Spaniard to get back up to his feet. And he hasn't really seemed himself so far in this game, Lamine Yamal. Not as confident or as aggressive as he would intend to be. He didn't actually feature in the game against Slavia Prague at the weekend, sorry. So maybe just trying to get back into match fitness. But so far, a relatively quiet performance from the usually impressive Lamine Yamal. As we are now into the final 5 minutes of the game here at Camp Nou. Garcia, short pass up, still inside their own half towards Casado. Lamine Yamal looking to get there first and winning a free kick, doing well to get there ahead of Lopez. So it's going to be a free kick for Barcelona on the halfway line, a couple of yards from this near side touch line. As Barcelona take the ball quickly, switching out to the left-hand side towards Cancelo. Short ball in the middle towards Rafinha, found further back towards the centre circle with De Jong. De Jong now in the middle towards Kabasi. Back in the starting lineup after missing out in the week against Slavia Prague. Good run this though from Garcia towards that near side of the penalty area. Lewandowski shielding the ball away. The referee allowing play to continue. Lewandowski bundled down by the Oviedo defence. As Viñas tries to keep the ball alive, the Barcelona players get back in impressive numbers to win the ball back yet again. As Olmo switches that bright yellow ball out towards Cancelo. Just under halfway into the Oviedo half, frustrated that they haven't been able to find any sort of passes that can go between defence and midfield at the moment, Barcelona. And surely something's got to give for Barcelona, and maybe Hansi Flick needs half-time to come soon so he can air a few concerns. This is not the Barcelona that we have seen, as Lewandowski is pulled down right in front of the referee by the captain Kostas, receiving a yellow card rightly for the pullback on the Polish striker. And it's going to be a free kick for Barcelona around 10 yards into the Oviedo half. But good play that though from Lewandowski, using his strength and his experience to get there ahead of David Kostas, the Oviedo captain. And again, Barcelona not looking to go long, taking it quickly. Wonderful play, Garcia, ball into the penalty area, low ball in, and it's just gone over the bar there from Lewandowski, sliding into the far post. And very nearly Lewandowski finding the break in this game. Wonderful from Garcia on this near side, ball into the box. To Lewandowski, who looked to be just about onside, but stretching that right leg out to connect onto the ball. But hitting the outside of his foot and bouncing high over the crossbar. And Oviedo will be hoping that they can hang on at least to go in 0-0. Something that they have deserved, you would have to say, in this game so far. Hassan though now 10 yards from the right side of the penalty area. A couple of cute step overs, jinking away from Cancelo, still wonderful from Hassan, into the box, low ball played into the box, but good defending from Barcelona's. Cancelo needs to get there first and does, winning a free kick as well, right in the corner of his own half. That's wonderful from the Portuguese international, and who came off the bench against Real Sociedad for his first appearance back since his loan. The former Man City man as well. As we are now in the final minute of the 45 in this first half, Barcelona 0, Oviedo 0. Lewandowski winning a high header off of the halfway line, played up even further, but straight towards the captain Costas in plenty of space. And is there one last say towards the end of this half for either side? Lopez looks to get there, but Lamine Yamal comes sprinting back to get there first. Wonderful work rate from the 18-year-old to come back and dig in some defensive duties. As now all eyes turn towards the fourth official to see how much time is going to be added at the end of this first half. Just the 2 minutes to be added. Makes total sense. Not really been too much incident, no real stoppages to be noted as Lamine Yamal on the halfway line, surrounded by Oviedo players that almost surround like sharks in water. Maybe the reason why I've been so quiet, Oviedo have marshalled him brilliantly. But that's a wonderful ball played up towards Rafinha, left side of the box, low ball into the middle. Lewandowski can't quite slide in though to get there ahead of Carmo, who still has the big Pole's number, but they come yet again. Cancelo towards the left edge of the penalty area, going down very easily. The referee allowing play to continue. Ball played up towards Viñas. Still play allowed to continue as Hassan now has the ball, looking to run yet again up that right-hand touchline, doing brilliantly in the process. Ball outside of the foot, switched out towards Shea. Shea on the ball now, off the edge of the penalty area on the left-hand side, cutting into the box. Shea, low-driven ball into the box. Heavy touch from Garcia. Viñas comes sliding in, but the referee allows play to continue. Reina going down there, trying to get there ahead of Garcia. A little happening with that at the moment as Reina is still down, but right on the deep in the penalty area for Barcelona. As Garcia definitely got there first, but Barcelona have a chance now to break towards the left side of the field. Cancelo on the ball, shielded by the Oviedo players. Cancelo cutting in, good ball into the box. Rafinha in the penalty area, shot low across the 6-yard area, but beyond Lewandowski as Lamine Yamal looks to come over to put pressure on Shea. Long ball played up and away for Oviedo. Reina now back up to his feet and in the Oviedo half, but still they come with Casado, switching to the left side of the box. Driven shot low from Rafinha, but a good save from Escandel, and just about kept in play by Ahiado. And that, so far, would be, in my opinion, the best chance for Barcelona come right at the end of this first half. As we are now in the final seconds of the minimum added to. One last chance potentially. Olmo into the box. Good defending from Oviedo as they pass the ball away. Just waiting for the clock to tick over to the 2. And there goes the referee's whistle. So half-time here in Barcelona. It's Barcelona 0, Real Oviedo 0 at Camp Nou. Not the Barcelona that we know that well so far in this game. They certainly have a lot more to offer, but Oviedo so far, excellent from them, the team at the bottom, working hard to put pressure on Barcelona consistently, and in particular both Shea and Hassan out wide, the biggest threat towards Barcelona's defence. Viñas somewhat quiet in offering some form of option, and actually Escandel has come to have a chat with the referee. Received that booking earlier on in the game, feeling that he absolutely kept the ball from going out of his own penalty area in his hands. The referee thought otherwise, gave him a booking, and I think just coming over to have a word with him. So half time here, it's Barcelona 0, Real Oviedo 0, and we'll resume the rest of this live audio service just before the second half begins in around 10 minutes time.
Remember to check out
Point behind Real Madrid in second place. Real picking up that 2-0 victory away against Villarreal yesterday. And there are a few games happening in La Liga, a couple after this. Real Sociedad at home against Celta Vigo and Deportivo Alavés against Real Betis. That one is coming later on this evening. Atletico Madrid winning 3-0 earlier on against Mallorca. And then in the previous games, Levante winning 3-2 on Friday evening against Elche. Osasuna a 3-1 victory at Rayo Vallecano yesterday. Valencia 3-2 against Espanyol. Sevilla 2-1 beating Athletic Club. But so far here it's Barcelona 0, Oviedo 0. As the Oviedo players now out on the field getting themselves warmed up. Good contingency of Oviedo fans in that sort of top left-hand corner on the opposite side of the Spotify Camp Nou. 8 hours by car, or a 6.5-hour journey, and we are going to see a change. Looks like Koundé is going to be coming on, so Koundé is on for Martin, which does make sense, really, given the fact that Gerard Martin was on a yellow car, so Gerard Martin has been replaced by Jules Koundé. So the French international on. This his 20th appearance of the season as well. It makes sense as well because Martin has found it very difficult up that channel when trying to deal with the likes of Hassan, and in particular the constant running of Viñas. As Barcelona, they will get us back underway, kicking from right to left towards that large stand, completely unoccupied, with a large yellow Spotify logo on it, in their red and blue striped shirts with blue shorts and blue socks. Real Oviedo, they will be kicking from left to right in their all-white strip with a light blue stripe pattern down the shirt. And so the teams then, they are as follows for Barcelona: Garcia in goal with Cancelo, Kabasi, Garcia, and now Koundé on at the back. Casado, Captain De Jong and Olmo in the middle, with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha up either channel, and Lewandowski up front. And no changes for Real Oviedo from the first half, with Escandel in goal, Lopez, Carmo, Costas the captain, and Ahiado, with Colombato and Sibo in the middle. Reina further up, Shea and Hassan either side, Viñas as well further up. Long ball played up towards Lewandowski, but good marshalling yet again from Carmo, who has had his number all game long so far, the big number 9. Viñas as well. It has been an excellent first half from David Carmo, man on loan from Nottingham Forest. He's part of the Angola team at AFCON. The Shea now comes. Good ball played up the left-hand channel now for Oviedo to get a ball into the box, but Viñas can't quite get there ahead of Garcia. Wonderful play again up the left-hand side from Shea and Lopez, and in particular Ahiado and Hassan. The fullbacks and the wingers are combining so well this afternoon. Everything is really falling into place for them. It has been a truly brilliant performance from them either side. But now Barcelona with a chance as Olmo plays the ball towards Koundé. First time ball into the box, but cleared away by Sibo, and it is going to be a corner for Barcelona to be taken on the far side. So a good chance there potentially for Koundé to play a dangerous ball with his first touch of the game into the box. But Sibo coming back to get there first to clear the ball away. So it's going to be a corner taken on the far side of the field for Barcelona. As players start to make their way up in the shirts. Rafinha to take this one. Lamine Yamal is nearby. Ball into the penalty area. Low ball in. Lewandowski with the header, but can't quite guide it anywhere near the goal, and it goes out for a goal kick. First time they've actually played a corner in towards the penalty area as well. Usually Rafinha finds the near short option of Lamine Yamal. But Lewandowski, no real direction or guidance on that header whatsoever. Comes fleetingly off the big Pole's forehead. And going out for a goal kick. As night is now truly setting in Barcelona. Fully set down, the lighting fully on here on this partially completed stadium. when completed, 105,000 spectators. It's going to be a truly spectacular stadium as well, rivaling the impressive Bernabeu with its recent renovation, almost like a spaceship in the middle of the Spanish capital. And this one too is going to have something similar about it as well once fully completed. Acebo plays a long ball up, well marshalled by Garcia on the halfway line, but Oviedo get themselves back on the ball with Ahijado. Ahijado, short pass inside towards Acebo. Good pressure this now for Barcelona, playing a lot higher up the field. They were dropping a bit too deep, but only really allowing one of Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal or Rafinha to put any sort of pressure on. And it wasn't working at all for Hansi Flick's side. With Oviedo now coming in yet again. Ball up towards Shea, off the penalty area, ball into the box. Touch now, shot from Shea in the area, but a good tackle down from Garcia, and it's going to be a corner for Real Oviedo, taken on the further side. Another excellent break for Real Oviedo. And a chance now from a corner for Oviedo to get themselves what really would be an unexpected lead. Unexpected before the game anyway. During the game, they have been impressive, Real Oviedo. So this corner will be taken on the further side of the field, swung into the penalty area. Hassan is keeping a nearby option with Vinas, played short, and Hassan now with the ball, jinking in, cutting towards the byline, but a heavy touch away, far too ambitious from Hassan, who was excellent in the first half. And that one goes out easily for a goal kick for Barcelona. So 5 minutes gone in this second half. Barcelona 0, Oviedo 0 here at Camp Nou. And Oviedo, well, picking up an easy pass from De Jong, very uncharacteristic of the big Dutchman, just passing the ball straight towards Acebo, but forcing an error out for a throw-in for Barcelona that's taken quickly enough. De Jong played back inside towards Kabasi. It's Kabasi now turning inside, finding the short pass towards the captain, De Jong. Barcelona still yet to get truly going, had that potential chance with Lewandowski. Lewandowski now on the ball, short pass towards Cancelo, halfway into the Oviedo, half up the left-hand side. Good ball played up towards Rafinha, off the ledge of the box, low ball in the middle towards Olmo, but a high header into the air. It was a driven ball in towards the head of Dani Olmo, who just couldn't quite get himself behind the ball enough. Came flying off of his forehead, but glancing even higher over the bar. Slow still so far for Barcelona, up to their standards as well, not quite going their way. As Escandel takes that goal kick short, nearly catching all the players out. Needs to be careful here, as that's wonderful from Yamal in the penalty area. Ball out towards Olmo, edge of the box, Olmo with the shot, and there's the lead for Barcelona, coming from the error at the back from Oviedo. And Barcelona, on the 52nd minute, find themselves in front through the forced error, leading down towards Dani Olmo as Colombato slams his hand onto the surface at the Nou Camp here, frustrated with what's happened with his team. And Guillermo Almada also shares in that as well. He even said before this game, if we commit the same mistakes that we did against Osasuna, we will pay dearly. And right there, Dani Olmo has made them pay dearly indeed. It's Barcelona 1, Real Oviedo 0 on the 52nd minute. Started really with Escandel just playing the ball out, not really sure if that was going to be going to the Oviedo players or not. Lopez, I don't think, had any idea that the ball was going to go out, so he had to work hard to keep it alive. He played it back towards Carmo, and then it was drastically cleared away as Lamine Yamal put the pressure on. And then a short pass played out towards Dani Olmo just inside the penalty area. Right-footed ball swung low, driven beyond Escandel. As Dani Olmo finally breaks the deadlock here on the 52nd minute to make it Barcelona 1, Oviedo 0. And the holders of La Liga now put themselves back on top the way it stands at the moment. And it's a question now of, can Oviedo keep up their good pressure they had in the first half? Or is it going to be a case of them falling apart completely? Similarly to when they played Sevilla as well, that 4-0 loss that was curtains closed for Luis Carrion before Guillermo Almada stepped in to the head coach role at Oviedo. But Lamine Yamal, he forced that error, already far more intent and full of running. He didn't feature at all against Slavia Prague in the week. His work rate wasn't that impressive in the first half either, but so far that is a lot more like the Lamine Yamal that we all know so well. And his error forcing that ball away that then dropped towards Dani Olmo and has given Barcelona the lead as Cancelo looks to continue to drive up this near touchline and goes out actually for an Oviedo throw-in right in front of Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick and both him and Cancelo very aggrieved at how Oviedo have won this throw-in. But it is an Oviedo throwing right on the halfway line on this near side, thrown up towards Viñas, shielding the ball away, the big Uruguayan aggressor, keeping the ball alive still in Oviedo colours, short pass towards Reina, further out towards Hassan. Hassan coming in, ball low, outside edge of the penalty area, but Olmo gets there first, passed out towards Rafinha. Wonderful from the Brazilian as Olmo, the goal scorer, now on the ball. Halfway into the Barcelona half, long ball played up this near side towards Rafinha. Can Rafinha get there first? He can, but under pressure though from surrounding Oviedo players. Rafinha going down, and that one is going to go out for a throw-in for Oviedo, halfway inside their own half on this near side. Rafinha felt he might have had a little bit more there, but there was no real pressure whatsoever from Costas on the Brazilian. As Oviedo do keep the ball alive just about, but giving the ball away straight towards Cancelo. Olmo short pass inside towards Kabasi, inside of his own half now. With the big-haired Koundé on the field, impressive performer for Barcelona and for France. As Barcelona do find themselves in front here in the opening 10 minutes of the second half. 1-0 up through Dani Olmo on the 52nd minute. An error forced ball to Olmo in the penalty area. Garcia clearing the ball long up this near side. Rafinha can't quite get there, but what brilliant from João Cancelo. Now into the centre of the half towards Lewandowski, keeping the ball alive with some good play, building away from Sibo. Casado short towards Dani Olmo as Lamine Yamal now has the ball on the far side, cutting in towards the penalty area in the byline. Chipped ball across the box. Lewandowski with the header, but straight down the throat of Escandal, who gathers that one up comfortably enough himself. And this is a lot more like the Barcelona that I think the 40,000 or so here at Camp Nou thought they were going to be seeing in the first half. This is the Barcelona they know. This is the team that won the Liga last year, and as things stand, are now 1 point back in front of Real Madrid, top of the tree. And a wonderful tackle from behind, but the referee judges that to be a foul from Lamine Yamal, who protests his innocence right up to the referee, but it's going to be a free kick for Oviedo, 10 yards inside the Barcelona half on the far side. Lamine Yamal sliding in to win the ball. We are going to see another change for Barcelona. It looks like Balde is going to be coming on, potentially for Cancelo, who's still getting back to match fitness after his time in Saudi with Al Hilal. João Cancelo has been impressive this evening for Barcelona, really quite a performance from him. But it looks like Alejandro Balde, another member of that famed Barcelona Youth Academy, is going to be coming on, and that's a poor pass back. Rafinha now, one-on-one, into the area, dinged ball over the goalkeeper, and that's the second. And yet again, another mistake gifted by Oviedo, and Barcelona get themselves yet another goal. And that just goes from bad to worse for Oviedo. It's the captain, Costas, this time, giving it away. Guillermo Almada again cutting a frustrated figure. Two poor mistakes within the space of around 5 minutes, and Barcelona are now 2-0 up here, with Rafinha catching onto that ball and tucking it into the back of the Oviedo net on the 56th minute. It is wonderful from Rafinha to read that. He's got the speed to break away as well. It's a terrible pass back from Costas. No pace on it whatsoever from the captain. Rafinha put pressure on him, but he just hit it first time, and Rafinha just came in from behind. Beautiful dinked chip over Escandel into the back of the Oviedo net. And well, Barcelona, absolute night and day from their first half performance, in full control now. And the way that this is going, you can only see more goals going by way of the Catalonians. Barcelona are in full comfort mode and control right now. Barcelona 2, Real Oviedo 0. And no wonder the stands here, the newly renovated, continuing to grow stands, are shaking as the Barcelona fans jump up and down joyously in the stands surrounding. Rafinha, wonderful from him, reading onto that ball, always ready to latch onto a mistake. That is his 8th goal of the season as well. Finally getting a bit more game time, had a few hamstring injuries to contend with in the process as well. It looks like both Fermin and Balde are going to be coming on for Barcelona. So not exactly any respite in terms of the quality coming on for Barcelona in way of Oviedo. So things truly could get from bad to worse for Oviedo if they're not too careful. As we're nearing the hour mark of the game, Barcelona with 2 relatively quick-fire goals coming from 2 errors. The first forced from good pressure from Lamine Yamal, and the other just a poor gifted ball from Costas straight back into the on-running Rafinha, who then chips the ball over Escandel delicately. And we are going to see those 2 new changes with Fermin and Balde making their way on. Just wait to see who it's going to be for, and it is going to be for João Cancelo. Very like-for-like change there. So Cancelo on for Balde. And we are also going to see the goal scorer Rafinha. He will be making his way off. So Rafinha is coming off, man who's just extended Barcelona's lead further. And replaced by Fermin, who's continuing to impress more and more with every passing game. Yet another member of that famed Barcelona academy. I don't know what they're making them drink there in the drinking water, but it must be something impressive at the Barcelona academy taps, because they are churning out a conveyor belt of skill, of talent, of flair, of ambition, as De Jong now drives into the Oviedo half. Wonderful run from the captain, short towards Lamine Yamal, cutting to the right side of the box, ball into the penalty area. Lewandowski can't quite get there first, cleared away by Carmo, and that's going to be a corner for Barcelona. Barcelona in full comfort mode, firmly in the driver's seat. Oviedo now not even barely in the car. And can Barcelona find a way to extend their lead even further? There's 56 goals they've scored so far this season, taken short. Lamine Yamal bringing the ball in towards the outside of the box, step overs, shot driven, but a good save from Escandel, piling it away for yet another corner to be taken on this near side. Lamine Yamal's confidence now peaking ever more. He must have heard me saying I didn't think he was having a very impressive game, because he's come out and completely gone the opposite way and shown why he is so heavily talked about to be someone to challenge for that coveted Ballon d'Or so many times. He's only 18 years of age. Olmo, short corner taken to Lamine Yamal, full of tricks and skills towards the penalty area. Good tackle in though from Ahiado. It's going to be yet another corner to be taken on this near side. Olmo telling Lamine Yamal to come near yet again, always looking for that short option. Just one corner so far played into the penalty area for Barcelona. Dani Olmo now on corner taking duties. Now Rafinha has come off. Olmo, this ball played into the near post, headed away from Oviedo, and that one rolls out for a throw-in for Barcelona. 8 yards from the corner flag on this near side. And it is going to be Balde's first touch of the ball will be to take this throw-in, just slowly building up towards the corner of the field here to take this thrown short towards Dani Olmo, back towards Balde. Olmo once again taking the ball away from the penalty area, just keeping the ball alive and in Barcelona colours. As De Jong switches the ball out towards Koundé. Koundé 1-2 with Yamal inside now towards De Jong. Lamine Yamal halfway into the Oviedo half on that right-hand touchline. Short pass exchanges now with Barcelona, happily keeping the ball alive under their own spell and under their own pace. Fermin, wonderful. This is beautiful from Barcelona. Excellent exchanges from Fermin and from Lamine Yamal. But Lamine Yamal pulling back right in front of the assistant on the far side. Lopez brought down in his own penalty area, and it is going to be a free kick for Real Oviedo. That was delightful. A delightful triangle of passes between Koundé, Fermin and Lamine Yamal. It was stunning, really, between them. Backheel flicks, one-time cross scissor balls through one another, cute dink passes around Oviedo players chasing shadows. As Oviedo do play a long ball, bouncing over everyone, but Koundé reading it best of all. Shea can't quite get there as the ball goes coming back towards Garcia. Oviedo impressive in the first half. They seemed to be so full of intent and running. But in the second half, I mean, they've not even got out of the changing room, really. They're still in there somewhere as Balde drives up the left-hand side, finding the short nearby passes, just happy to keep the ball amongst themselves, wait for Oviedo to come onto them now that they are trailing. And Oviedo, well, things going from bad to worse. The inevitability, as it must now seem, of relegation back to La Liga Segunda is surely going to be looming large after a game like this. A tricky opposition, of course. But when the rub of the green is never quite there, they had the chances as well in the first half to potentially capitalise, but they just couldn't put the balls away, as Barcelona's intent is really ramping up here. Energy levels through the roof to show everyone that they are the team to be considered and feared this season. Real Madrid keeping them honest in the process. But that 3-2 victory in the Super Cup final against Real Madrid in Saudi Arabia, more than letting their nearest league rivals know in that Clasico era that they are not to be messed with, as Balde tried to chase onto a ball halfway into the Oviedo half, picking up first time towards Lewandowski off the box, but Escandal comes flying out of his penalty, off of his goal line to pick that ball up and not roll out of the penalty area like he didn't do in the first half. Escandal complained quite a fair amount, almost chewed the ear off of the referee at half-time as they made their way towards the tunnel, but Viñas now picking up on the ball off the edge of the area. Is this a chance for Oviedo? Shot from Oviedo, but it's just gone away. And up goes, I believe, the assistant's flag as rain is starting to fall now in Barcelona. The sun has made way for a little bit of January showers here in Barcelona. But a good chance there again for Oviedo to maybe make it count for something, as we are going to see two changes for Real Oviedo. It looks like Fonseca and Vidal are going to be coming on. So the first changes of the game for Real Oviedo. And it is going to be Reina who is coming off, who just had the effort fizz over the bar. So Fonseca will be coming on for Reina. Changes now being made for Oviedo. 3 so far for Barcelona, 2 for Oviedo. As Barcelona just keep the ball alive amongst themselves at the back. Long balls played out. They like to play the ball away themselves for on the surface, but the long ball played up and away wasn't read well at all by Barcelona, as Oviedo do get themselves back on the ball. Hassan wrestling with Balde and giving away a throw-in for Barcelona on this near side, halfway inside of their own half. As we are at the halfway mark of the second half, Barcelona 2, Oviedo 0. And Hajiado also off in replace for Vidal. Very much a like-for-like change there. Barcelona just keep the ball at the back, switching plays out wide, making Oviedo chase this game. Almost like a cat toying with a mouse, just tiring it out at the moment. It's exactly what you expect from the team who are sitting top, from the team rock bottom, as the official attendance has just been announced on the screens. 44,500 people here at Spotify Camp Nou to give it its official title, or the new camp as we call it in England. I don't know why we don't call it Camp Nou or Camp Now, as it's more commonly known in Spain. But Barcelona have themselves a throw-in almost off the halfway line on this near side of the field as the rain continues to fall a little bit more. There isn't actually a roof on this stadium at the moment either. Well, in the old Camp Nou, there was only a roof over the area where the dugouts are and where the media area is, and that was very handy. If you're commentating on a game, you're not going to get wet, but the rest of the surrounds of the stadium is completely open, exposed. That won't be the case when the renovations are completed. However, at the moment, there is no roof, so everyone is getting slightly wet this evening. And that's a ball played up long, and Garcia's had to come flying out of his own penalty area to get there ahead of the new man on the field, Fonseca. Fortunately enough, Garcia rose highest of all. He is 6'4", he's a tall figure, but Koundé plays the ball up for Yamal to chase off the right side of the penalty area. Good read though from Lopez, playing the ball back, as Carmo picks up on that ball back from Escandel. As Oviedo just trying to establish a bit of time where they can maybe get some control on the ball, because they have been chasing this second half and so far very warranted, being 2-0 down. An impressive first half, but 2 quick-fire goals within the space of 5 minutes of each other from Dani Olmo and Rafinha have put Barcelona firmly in the comfortable seat. As Casado turns easily off the centre circle, short pass towards De Jong. Short ball played across the surface out to the right-hand side of the field. Lamine Yamal to Koundé, back to the captain De Jong. Lamine Yamal again, more than happy now to try a few further step-overs, always willing to twist and turn and confuse the legs of the defender. He is now attacking towards the penalty area, still with the ball at his feet. Wonderful from Lamine Yamal. Barcelona still with the ball. Fair man, short pass towards Casado. Casado forced all the way further back towards the masked figure of Garcia. That big, almost Batman-esque mask. Balde, wonderful driving run from the left back in towards the penalty area. Good from Balde. Can Lewandowski get there first? But a good foot in from Carmo, getting there ahead of the big pole, and it goes out for a corner. Wonderful from both Balde and Koundé since coming on. Balde with an excellent driving run. Always a threat with the ball at his feet, especially when tails are up for Barcelona. When they're on top, they are pretty untouchable, Barcelona, and in particular here. Won all of their league games here, all 9 so far, and currently on track to make it 10 from 10 in this one. As there are 20 minutes to go of the game. Dani Olmo corner, taken into the penalty area. Escandel, though, coming there, claiming it unopposed. Rolling the ball out shortly towards Fonseca. Short pass out towards Hassan, who's been quiet in this second half. Long ball played high into the air, switching out towards Shea. Shea turning away from Koundé, back towards his own halfway line. Long ball looped up for Hassan. Is this another chance for Oviedo? Hassan, heavy shot into the penalty area and a shot across the goal. No real direction on it or even pace, as Garcia will see it easily roll beyond him and out for a goal kick. As Oviedo are staring down the barrel of relegation back at the first time of asking. Going up via the playoffs, their first time back in La Liga since getting relegated in 2001. It looks like 25 years. The weight of 25 years is going to extend potentially a little bit more, with a new tally and new date set for when they potentially do face the inevitable come season's end. There's still a lot of football to go, of course, and plenty think that Guillermo Almada's got his team playing far more impressively since stepping in as the 3rd manager this season for Real Oviedo. But the task ahead of him is quite a daunting one, and especially when you have teams like this to play against. Barcelona winning 3-1 earlier on in the season at the Estadio Carlos Tartiere in the very north of Spain in Oviedo. It was dominated by Barcelona that game, 80% possession, 22 shots in total registered, and a comfortable 3-1 victory, with Reina actually opening the score in that game for Oviedo, but then Garcia, Lewandowski and Arroyo finding the back of the net shortly afterwards, as we are going to see some further changes for Barcelona, a couple of players getting themselves ready. We await to see exactly who it is going to be coming on, but Escandel with the ball inside of his own penalty area. Plays a long ball up straight towards Casado off the centre circle, who plays up towards Olmo off the left edge of the box, flicked out towards Yamal. Yamal with the overhead kick. Oh my goodness, that is stunning. It is absolutely brilliant from Lamine Yamal. Played in from Dani Olmo and just reading it beautifully enough to flick the ball beyond Escandel with his left foot. It is a stunning finish from the impressive young man. And Lamine Yamal has added a 3rd on the 73rd minute. And there are people around him with their almost heads in hands, but in almost joyous disbelief. It's a fantastic finish from Lamine Yamal, getting his 8th of the season. Truly, truly impressive as he slaps the badge, saying this is his place. And Barcelona blessed yet again with the longevity of an incredibly talented number 10. Dani Olmo just flicking a ball out, and it was almost like a scissor kick almost from Lamine Yamal. Olmo with the right-footed ball outside of the foot. And Lamine Yamal just connecting with it so brilliantly. Completely wrong-footed Escandel, who dived grasping at air. And on the 73rd minute, Lamine Yamal has basically signed, sealed, delivered 3 points going by their way. It is a superb goal. No wonder Hansi Flick went a little bit crazy himself. Big smile on the 18-year-old's face. And Dani Olmo is the one to make his way off. That changed Dani Olmo, scorer of the first goal for Bernal. So that the 4th change, one more remains for Barcelona. So Bernal on for the scorer of the first goal this evening. Dani Olmo, good ball played into the penalty area. They can't quite deal with it at all. And up goes the assistant's flag on the far side as Barcelona to try and find a quick-fire 4th. This is such a dominant display now in this second half from Barcelona. It really is impressive. Their tails are firmly up, and they're just checking VAR for this, because Lamine Yamal plays the ball in towards Lewandowski on the 6-yard area. All of the players stopped because they felt the offside was going to come from it. And there goes the confirmation from VAR that yes, play will resume. So Mario Melero seeing no further in getting involved. So we have 15 minutes to go of the game here. It's now Barcelona 3, Real Oviedo 0. Lamine Yamal adding the 3rd in a way that only he can do with his style that he has. 18 years of age and growing ever impressive with every game that passes. So we look like we might get the 5th and final change for Barcelona, with Bargi at the moment getting ready to come on. Oviedo shot from range, but no direction whatsoever, going behind for a goal kick for Barcelona. So it wouldn't be too surprising to see Bargi making his way on for Lamine Yamal, which would mean all of the goal scorers, the 3 tonight, sitting on the bench. As the referee now is just stopping and waiting, checking on something, but now allowing the goal kick to be taken, that Garcia will play short between the other Garcia. So Joan Garcia picking up from Eric. The masked Eric Garcia. Maybe he'll keep it on a bit like Victor Osimhen, who wears it all the time now, almost as a confidence thing. It is quite a look impressively, especially with that sort of dark colour as well. It looks quite menacing. Very superhero-like, very Batman, almost like a vigilante. The Barcelona do win themselves a throw-in deep inside their own half that Balde plays towards Garcia. Garcia, long ball played up towards Lamine Yamal, looking to get the touch there first. Good tackle though from Lopez. Koundé picks up on the pass instead though. De Jong now plays a short ball towards Yamal off the right edge of the area. Low ball across towards Casado outside the box. Looped in towards Lewandowski, but the captain Costas gets ahead there first. As Fonseca plays a long ball out to this right-hand side of the field. Hassan keeps the ball in play just about. Balde standing nearest. Hassan short, quick 1-2 pass interchange with Fonseca, but not read well at all as the ball is given away straight towards Barcelona shirts. Bernal now with his first few touches, finding the short pass towards Koundé. Managers always going on about making sure your first touch is a smart pass back, and that's a long ball played up. Escandel come flying out of his penalty area, heading the ball away from Lewandowski, who was keeping nearest company. As it looks like we are going to see the final change for Barcelona, and it is going to be Lamine Yamal coming off. His night is run. And it is going to be Badji making his way on in place. Ronnie Bargi signed from Copenhagen, the team that they will be playing on Wednesday evening here in the Champions League in that final game. So Bargi coming on in place of Lamine Yamal with that beautiful third goal, all but sealing the victory here for Barcelona, putting them back onto the summit in La Liga. Really was a fantastic finish from Lamine Yamal. Olmo and Rafinha getting the other two, they too sitting on the bench, as that is the fifth and final change for Barcelona. Resting players for that key game against Copenhagen, one that they have to win convincingly. Ball up towards Balde, left edge of the penalty area, ball into the box, but Colin Bartow reading it fastest and clearing the ball away. But Barcelona coming up in impressive numbers yet again. Koundé now 10 yards outside the box, short ball played out wide towards Fermin. Good couple of step-overs from Bernal, driven ball into the penalty area. Balde comes across to pick up on the deflected ball. Bernal short towards Koundé now, just keeping the ball alive halfway inside of this Oviedo half. Waiting for the visiting team to come on to them. Just the two changes made for Oviedo as we're nearing the final 10 minutes of the game. Barcelona 3, Oviedo 0. A poor short pass into the centre there from Bargi. But that's a wonderful ball played up, but far too heavy on there as De Jong can't quite read onto that ball played into the penalty area, as Escandel gathers that one up comfortably enough. Oviedo, do they have something in this game? Impressive in the first half, mere passengers in the second. Warranted of at least, you would say, a goal of some form, in particular for Hassan and Shea, who have been their standout players all evening long up either channel. But the second half, even those two haven't quite found it or got going. As Barcelona will cruise to a comfortable win here. Their next league game is at Elche on the 31st of January. That's next weekend, and the next weekend as well. A home game against Girona for Real Oviedo. Maybe a chance to start picking right form up there as Balde drives halfway into the Oviedo half. Short pass towards Fermin, left edge of the box. In towards the centre. Bernal further across to Casado. Koundé, right side of the box. Low driven ball into the area. Cleared away from Oviedo for yet another corner for Barcelona to be taken on the near side. As Barcelona's confidence levels are increasing with every minute that passes. So this corner to be taken on the near side. The usual trio that get involved with the corners, Olmo, Rafinha and Yamal, are off the field. It is going to be Fermin to take this corner. Did he play short towards Bargi? Bargi played back to the captain De Jong, towards Bernal, 10 yards outside the penalty area. Played further across. Low driven ball into the box from Garcia. At the back post there is Fermin. Wonderful touch in the area. Shot. But a good interception from the Oviedo players, and coming through the back was Lewandowski. And a couple of the Barcelona players are potentially looking for a penalty here. It's actually so it was Kabasi who went down there. Kabasi charging in from behind to get there first, and does put a good foot in, but it was a big swipe away from Viñas, who didn't actually connect with Kabasi at all. So we are going to see three changes, then the final three changes for Real Oviedo. Viñas is going to be making his way off. So Viñas is going to be coming off for Borbas. And it looks like Santi Cazorla will also be coming on. And Santi Cazorla now on, 41 years of age. Doesn't actually take a wage at Real Oviedo. Come back to help his hometown team, where he set up as a youth team player. And he's now here to see if he can give them the ultimate form of saviour survival by keeping them in La Liga. It's a tall task, though, it must be said. It really is a tall task on his hands if he so wishes to do that. But you have to command and give credit to Santi Cazorla. Such a gesture to come to the club that gave him the ambition and the love and really the career that he has had, 41 years of age, and repaying them in the ultimate way by fighting for the town and the badge. Colin Bartow also made his way off there for Bricalo. So Bricalo on in place of Colin Bartow. Long ball played up towards the edge of the penalty area. Hassan also off. So one of the real notable threats has come off for Oviedo. Bricalo now will switch out to this near touchline to see if he can force any form of errors himself. Santi Cazorla, very famed of course for his time at Arsenal in particular. Impressive for the Gunners in the midfield role. I don't think they need his services though at the moment at Arsenal. They seem to be fine at the moment. Currently top of the Premier League, unbeaten in the Champions League. Looking a constant threat as the minutes tick towards the 90. We have around just over 5 minutes or so to go of this game. Barcelona 3, Real Oviedo 0. All 5 changes made for either side. Oviedo strong in the first half, mere passengers in the second. Barcelona were relatively poor for their own standard in the first half, but the second half they have come out flying with pure intent. I mean, this is the Barcelona that we have seen in 2025 as a general year as well, because in theory they haven't won a league game in 2026, losing to Sociedad, and that first came back in La Liga. But the first league victory in 2026 is only a few minutes away. But that's a wonderful ball played up now. Oviedo into the penalty area, ball across the box, but can't quite slide in there. Is Shea sliding in to put the pressure on, as Balde will pick up on that ball himself. Oviedo looking to cause some form of error and give themselves something to shout about in this game. As Balde now just helping Shea up to his feet. He must be completely out of breath. Tank almost emptied. He's worked hard all game long, as has Hassan, who came off most recently for Bricalo. And Balde cheaply giving the ball away towards Fonseca. But De Jong working hard, as he does, to win the ball back, leading by example. This is 285th game for Barcelona. An incredible number. Because it feels to me like he hasn't been there for that long, Frankie de Jong, but he has. He's been there for so long now at Barcelona. His last goal was around a year ago as well. That was against Valencia in a 7-1 win. So you'd be forgiven, given Real Oviedo's position in the league and potentially this game here at Camp Nou, that they might find a way to break goal-scoring ducks in games like this. But Barcelona nearly under pressure in their own penalty area, just passing the ball out of danger themselves, but giving the ball away cheaply enough. Bargi, poor from Bargi. Koundé coming in to clear up and do brilliantly in the process, and winning a free kick for Barcelona halfway inside their own half up the right-hand touchline. And there are 2 games left of match week 21 in La Liga after this. Real Sociedad, they were home against Celta Vigo. And then Deportivo Alaves at home against Real Betis. Atletico Madrid 3-0 winners earlier on this afternoon against Mallorca at the Wanda Metropolitano. As Casado points to receive a ball and does receive that ball long. Now played threaded further up towards Bargi. Right side of the penalty area, coming inside. Looped ball across the box. Header on from Furman, but a good win there from Vidal, getting there first. As Balde picks up on the loose pass now, halfway into the Oviedo half. Short pass inside towards Bernal, further into the centre of the park. To Casado, dictating everything at the moment, the little number 17. It's been heavily impressive for Barcelona tonight. Casado, yet again another member of the coveted Barcelona Youth Academy. But that's wonderful from De Jong, twisting and turning away and breaking, finding the ball out towards Fairman. Fairman short pass towards Balde, still comfortable on the ball. Halfway inside of the field here at the Camp Nou. Brilliant again from Casado. Short ball towards Balde inside the left side of the box. Flick, turn back, still keeping the ball alive. Ball into the middle, division, deflected, high into the air, and it's going to go out for yet another corner for Barca to be taken on the further side. Balde's work rate has been superb when coming on. A professional second half. A second half that you expect to see from a team like Barcelona. especially when they want and need to show everyone that they are a team still to be considered. That it was almost a blip against Sociedad, and even some considered it a blip against Prague, even though it was a 4-2 win. As that corner's been swung into the penalty area, played it inside. Garcia, it's deflected header on, but bounces down towards Escandel. He'll throw the ball out towards Shea, who's now playing up this right-hand side of the field. Bracalo switching out left, taking his place. Sibo just shielding the ball away from the oncoming threat of Bernal and Garcia. It's going to be an Oviedo throw-in as we're now just over a minute away from reaching the 90th of the game. I can't think of too much time added at the end of this game. Not too much incident to think about, no real issues. That's a poor ball cleared away from Escandel. Goes out for Barcelona throw-in halfway inside the Oviedo half up the right-hand side. Escandel's arm up in apology, but Koundé now with the ball, right side of the area. Easily pulled away though as Oviedo cleared the ball long from Sibo, out wide towards Bracalo, but far too heavy of a ball, but a good interception anyway from Kabassi, and that's going to go up for a throw-in for Oviedo on the halfway line on the further side. Short thrown in towards Cazorla for his first few touches since coming on here. As the rain falls a lot heavier now, and all the fans on these lower sections are starting to make their way towards the concourses, not only for shelter, but I think because the die has been fully cast. Barcelona 3-0 up, moments away from sealing another victory here at home. This would be 10 out of 10 at Camp Nou this season. Baude twisting and turning away in the middle, winning a free kick. It's wonderful from Baude, the confidence to turn away in the middle of the park, and even Hansi Flick has now gone under his own dugout as it started heavily raining. Umbrellas popping up all around. You wouldn't want to be sat behind a big umbrella, and all the fans even have moved. There is a slight overhang from the lowest stand, and everyone has now basically gone and huddled under there. It's a scramble for shelter in Barcelona, and it will be a scramble for that long journey back to Oviedo after this, as it is the 90th minute of the game gone. As we're waiting to see how much time is going to be added. It's going to be 3 minutes of time added on, so just 3 more minutes. Baude fouled, down by Vidal, and this to be a free kick halfway into the Oviedo half, and it's even started to hail a little bit now. So all of the elements we're getting, it was beautiful, glorious sunshine earlier, cool sunshine as well, and the sun has made way for the rain, and now the hail is falling. But Barcelona won't mind one bit, as they're happy to just pass the ball around playfully between themselves in the central third of the field here at Camp Nou. See the clock down to the inevitable. A mere shadow of what they are in the first half. Second half come out all guns blazing. Full control since the start of the second half in particular. Dani Olmo giving Barcelona the lead on the 52nd minute from a forced error, and then an even further error from Costas, just passing the ball to Rafinha, who ran on behind him and dinked the ball over Escandel. 1-1. But the pick of the bunch, absolutely the third goal from Lamine Yamal on the 73rd minute. Dani Olmo flicking an outside of the football in towards the edge of the penalty area, and Lamine Yamal with a scissor kick almost over his head, swerving the ball beyond Escandel, and fully deserving of their 3-0 lead and what will be 3 points coming. As Bracalo handles the ball. Barcelona free kick inside their own half. The hail becoming heavier, the fans scattering even more, the seats becoming redder and redder. And they will be that'll be long overdue when the roof is put on this stadium. When moments like this don't happen ever again here at Barcelona. It has been happened ever since they've been playing at this stadium. That one roof sitting over this near side where the dugouts are. Not the case in the new one. They're going to have the luxury of full roof cover in Barcelona when the completion is done. As Koundé looks to try and pick up on a ball played up the left-hand side of the field, but well marshalled with Cazorla on the ball, using his experience to break the ball away. 30 seconds to go of the 3 added minimum. Cazorla fizzing a ball out towards Bracalo, towards the right side of the box. Shot from Bracalo, wonderful shot, deflected away, and Barcelona still with work to do. Oviedo another chance. Bracalo, low driven shot into the penalty area, but Baude picks up on that pass and that one is now going to carry away as the ball is picking up a little bit of grip from the hail. Fermin now looking to break away himself. This could be the fourth potentially. Right side of the box, played in towards Lewandowski, but a good save from Escandal. And there goes the referee's whistle. It has finished here. Barcelona 3, Real Oviedo 0. The 3 goals coming in the second half. Olmo giving Barcelona the lead on the 52nd minute through wonderful forcing error upfield. And then the captain for Oviedo, Costas, just passing the ball on to Rafinha to run on one and dink the ball over Escandal. And Lamine Yamal adding the third in exquisite Lamine Yamal style. A beautiful scissor kick, sealing the fate for Oviedo and putting Barcelona back on top of the tree here in La Liga. It's finished Barcelona 3, Real Oviedo 0. Thank you all so very much for listening, and I hope you all have a very pleasant rest of your weekend ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you.